Hello friends, I am Chintan Dave and welcome to English का ज्ञान चिंतन के साथ. In this particular thing, like we are going to start from this particular video, we are going to start the discussion of IELTS essay task number 2. And to the best of my knowledge, this kind of discussion will also help the individual who are preparing for PTA examination, as well as the subscriber who are not preparing for any kind of this examination or something like that, you are just seeing the videos of this particular channel for just gaining the knowledge of English language. For them also, like, this is a beautiful exercise from where they can learn about different topics and they can learn how to write about such topics in a very easy way through this kind of video. So for all individuals who are preparing for IELTS examination, this is what the task number 2, in which you need to write an essay on a given topic for and probably you need to use either 250 words or you can go up to 280 or 270 words. So I'm going to share my experience through this playlist for IELTS task number 2 and how I have prepared and how one can achieve more and more bands for IELTS writing. So according to me, as you can see from the first Excel sheet, right, steps to write an IELTS essay, according to me, is like whenever you have the statement in front of you, first of all, to the best of my knowledge or as per my advice or as per my experience, you need to go through the essay statement once, twice or thrice very, very, very calmly, and you need to find out the keyword from the statement, and later on that keyword has to be utilized for building your introduction. It means your paragraph number 1. Then the second rule, according to me, is for any individual, it is really indispensable for you guys to have points ready before you start actual writing the essay. Because sometimes what happens when you start writing essay and at halfway, you may feel that, okay, now I do not have anything to write. So to overcome that kind of scenario, it is really, really, really necessary that you guys have enough points for your both body paragraphs to write a beautiful and good essay that will give you a better chances of having great score in your IELTS writing section. Then the fourth line will be like, many people say that you need to count words. It is absolutely right advice, but according to me, slowly and gradually, once you write a number of essay, you should have the idea that, okay, this many lines of my paper will suffice my 250 or 280 words for task number 2. And before you start writing your essay in your real examination, it is really necessary for you guys to just mark, okay, up to this particular line I will write my introduction. These many lines will cover my paragraph number 1 for body. These many lines will cover my paragraph number 2, and these many lines I will utilize for my conclusion. So that kind of planning has to be there before you start writing any essay for IELTS examination. And for conclusion, as I have written over here, ask yourself who can do something, what can be done for that particular problem to be solved. So who and what will give you the answer for your conclusion, how to utilize that particular concept for writing the conclusion, that we will cover in the essay that today we are going to discuss. So these are some basic steps that one has to follow for writing good essay, that for which the chances of having great band are quite high. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the discussion of the essay topic which I have selected for this lecture. This is the recent exam question, right? And the topic of this particular essay is, since obesity may caused by fast food, should government put a tax on fast food to control obesity? Give reasons for your answer and provide your opinion. Okay, just try to read the sentence again. The obesity, fast food and obesity. So according to me, the keyword for this particular sentence, first of all, we need to find out the keyword from the sentence, as we have discussed just. Okay, so according to me, the best keyword for this particular statement would be the obesity. It means that obesity, you need to write something about obesity in your introduction paragraph. And uh, very if I talk about the number of words, and probably 70, 60 to 70 words you can write in your introduction line. It means like as per my handwriting, it would be around 6 to 7 lines of the normal paper, the normal answer sheet that you can easily get from the internet, either for a IDP or for British Council. And you can just mark, okay, 6 or 7 lines of introduction, and 9 to 8 lines for first paragraph, or 10 to 11 for first paragraph, and similar number of lines for second paragraph, and then conclusion. But if I talk about this particular topic, then the keyword would be the obesity. Now you can write anything about any general 2 or 3 sentence for the obesity, then your thesis statement, and then we will move step by step to paragraph number 1 of body and paragraph number 2 of body. So as our keyword is obesity, now let's discuss or let's try to think out something about obesity. So obesity is quite common phenomenon in today's world of in today's contemporary world, and this problem is quite prevalent around the world, and owing to that reason, it is really necessary for human being to tackle this problem in a very good way. These are the 2 or 3 couple of sentences that straight away come to my mind, and I can use that particular sentence to build my introduction. Once you write 2 or 3 sentences for the given keyword, then it comes to thesis statement. Now, very basic definition of thesis statement is a sentence by which you are going to convey the message to your examiner that I am going to write about this particular topic, this word or this thing. I'm going to write this thing. I'm going to cover this thing in my further essay for the given topic. That is what your thesis statement. This is what the very basic understanding of myself for the thesis statement. And the thesis statement that I have created for this particular thing is, although levying taxes on fast food can control obesity to some extent, in my opinion, government should also try another alternatives to mitigate the problem of obesity. It means, let me discuss first of all the सिंपल ट्रांसलेशन ऑफ दिस सेंटेंस ये बोल रहा है कि जो ओबेसिटी है वो फास्ट फूड की वजह से होती है, एंड गवर्नमेंट को वो ओबेसिटी को कंट्रोल करने के लिए हाई टैक्सेस अप्लाई करने चाहिए. नाउ व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग, right? That we need to discuss in this particular essay, and my thesis statement is, नो डाउट लेविंग टैक्सेस यानी जो टैक्स अप्लाई करके भी हम फास्ट फूड पे टैक्स अप्लाई करके भी ओबेसिटी सॉल्व हो सकती है. ओबेसिटी का प्रॉब्लम टू सम एक्सटेंट इट कैन बी सॉल्व, बट in my opinion, it means in your opinion, the government should also try some another ways also, and that is what your thesis statement. And believe me, if you write diplomatic thesis statement, it will be beneficial for you. Here you can also say that, okay, uh, applying taxes would be the best way to control the obesity on a nationwide or something like that. But in that particular case, you need to write about only one thing in your entire essay, and in that case it may possible that sometimes you may not have enough points to write, and just because of that reason some redundant points will be there which will affect your marks negatively. So always try to be diplomatic. You need to write, always try to write about both the things, okay, and that will give you chances of having more points, and your essay uh, would become more impactful, right? So here, as I have said, definitely applying taxes, definitely the applying taxes on fast food can definitely control the obesity to some extent, but the government should also try to find some other ways, other alternatives to assuage. This word already we have covered, and it means the mitigate, to control the problem of obesity. That is what it means. In my essay, I'm going to write about 2 different things, that how applying taxes on fast food can control the problem of obesity, and what are the other ways that government can do for the betterment of this obesity problem. Okay, so let's discuss the first point, or the first paragraph of body, in which we need to write how fast food, how taxing the fast food can solve the problem of obesity. Or instead of obesity, you would like to mention the similar kind of scenario, you can also use the sedentary lifestyle kind of words. To use synonym, if you use similar kind of words, okay, different words with similar meaning, that will also impact your mass or band positively. Okay, so the point number one for paragraph number one of body is how fast food, taxing the fast food can solve the problem of obesity. Now let's say, for example, if you apply more tax, if government applies more tax on fast food, it means the fast food price will get increased, right? And this increased price may make people reluctant to consume the same in a less quantity. यानी कि जब टैक्स अप्लाई हो गए, उससे फास्ट फूड का प्राइस बढ़ेगा. And if the price gone high, then people वो फास्ट फूड खाने की उनको इच्छा कम होगी, because the price is high, and owing to that reason their habit of eating more fast food will gradually decrease, and in a gradual way the problem of obesity will be resolved. So that is what the first point that you can write in your body paragraph 1. Now uh, let's try to understand the second point that I have created for this particular thing is people will start eating healthy food options for which the prices are comparatively low. Ab, if you are like, if government is going to apply the taxes on fast food, it means their prices will go high. And if you talk about the comparative prices, then other food options, the prices of other food options will become lower. And owing to the reason, the people will start eating those healthy products for which the prices are quite lower, or to some extent lower as compared to fast food. And owing to that reason, their lifestyle will become healthy, and in a gradual way the obesity problem will be solved. Now, the third point is by having enhanced text. Let me read the point first of all. Can utilize the funds raised from this enhanced text, right? Government can also use these funds to initiate some other steps to tackle the problem of sedentary lifestyle. It means, now just think that on one particular thing more taxes are applied, it means the government will receive some more amount of fund, right? And definitely this fund can be utilized for doing some other activities which can help people to fight against the problem of uh, obesity. So these are the 3 points that we have discussed up to now, which supports the notion that okay, applying taxes on fast food can solve the problem of obesity to some extent. Now the last point for this particular thing is that, now let's say, for example, the taxes has been applied, the demand has been decreased, then other options also people are going to start with their option. Now all this situation also motivate manufacturer of the fast food products to move towards producing the healthy products for which demand is high in the market. And due to this kind of change, revamp in manufacturing industry, overall healthy products will become more available in the market, and by using or by consuming those kind of products, people will become more healthy, and gradually the problem of obesity will be solved. So probably these are the 4 steps, or these are the 4 points that you can utilize in your paragraph number 1 for your IELTS essay, in which we have discussed that how taxing fast food can solve the problem of obesity. Now, as we have written in our thesis statement, that okay, one point is that by applying taxing on fast food, definitely we can solve the problem of obesity. But there are also some other areas, or there are also some other alternatives which can be utilized by the government to solve the problem of obesity, and that you need to write in your paragraph number 2 of IELTS essay body. And now we are going to discuss about the same. The first step that government can do to handle the problem of obesity is spread awareness about the consequences of obesity to make people less consume fast food. Yani, see, applying tax is a one solution, but apart from that, to solve the problem of obesity, government can also spread awareness by arranging so many seminars for solving the problem of obesity. And in that kind of seminars, they can also talk about the consequences of obesity. And in that way, slowly and gradually, people will become more reluctant towards eating uh, fast food and all those things. Now the third thing, now the second point for this particular uh, essay or for this particular essay paragraph is inspire people to live healthy lifestyle by arranging various seminars and taking help of veterans. Here, government can do such programs in which various healthcare veterans means doctors, they can take help of various kind of actors or Bollywood industry or well-known personality, which or who can inspire people to live life in a good way or to live life in a better way. And by doing all these things, they can also solve the problem of obesity. So the one point is spreading awareness about the consequences of the obesity. The another point is inspire people by arranging various kind of programs to live a healthy life. Or in an indirect way, we can also say that in this kind of programs, they can also highlight the advantages of healthy lifestyle against the sedentary lifestyle. And in that way, also they can inspire people to less consume the fast food and to to tackle the problem of obesity. Now let's go to the third point, and this is really important point according to me. The government can introduce the physical education in schools curriculum to signify the importance of healthy lifestyle. We probably know that right now in younger children we are seeing this obesity problem a lot, and just because of that case, if government introduce this kind of physical education since their primary school, it will really become a game changer step for handling the obesity point. So this is the another way apart from applying taxes to handle obesity. That's why I am highlighting this sentence again and again, because you understand that okay, in one particular paragraph you are going to write how obesity can be handled by tax increase, and what are the other ways that government can utilize for handling the problem of obesity. Now let's move to the another point that I have written over here is government can make some stern regulations for labeling packets of fast food with appropriate information of ingredient details. See, there are so many things are there. Government stern means strict rules and regulations manager on each and every fast food packet. Like there are certain rules and regulations according to which every manufacturer has to follow those rules and regulation. According to those regulation, each and every ingredient which has been utilized for creating that particular product has to be mentioned in a proper proportion on that on that packet of the food, so that the consumer will become aware that okay, if there are harmful items are being utilized for creating this product, then I think they should avoid eating those kind of things. And in a longer way, more awareness will be spread, and in that way also the obesity problem can be solved. The last point that I have written for this particular other ways paragraph is that they can also create some strict rules for preventing or restricting unnecessary promotion of this kind of, let me write here, like fast food. There are so many advertisements are prevalent not only on television but by some other another ways also. There are big kind of holdings are there and all the, and which allure the children, which allure the young generation a lot. So if that is the case, then government can also make certain rules and regulation by which or by following which only the companies can do marketing for such products. Okay, and in that way also the obesity problem can be this can be decreased or can be diminished. Okay, so we have discussed the introduction, in which we have discussed thesis, we have discussed the points for first paragraph of body, we have discussed the point of second paragraph of the body, and now the conclusion. Conclusion means ask yourself who can do something and what can be done. So we have discussed the answer of who will be would be the government. The government can do, right, and what can be done. So according to me, my opinion would be instead of using only one way of having or applying taxes, the government should apply or the government should use both the ways or both kind of ways altogether uh, to handle the scenario of obesity. And owing to that reason, my conclusion would be something like this. To conclude, despite high taxes on fast food can revamp the current situation of obesity, revamp means totally change. The current government should also think about better alternatives to eradicate the problems of obesity. यानी कि the answer of who would be government and what can be done is and for that what can be done, the answer of that what can be done would be the steps that we have discussed in step number paragraph number 1 and paragraph number 2. Both ways the government has to follow. The government can utilize both kind of ways to tackle the problems of obesity, and that would be your conclusion. So I hope you enjoy the this explanation of this as a topic. Okay, and I really think that this will definitely become conducive for you. Okay, if you have any suggestion, if you have any feedback about this kind of exercise, then please comment below this video, and we will meet next week with more topics of the essay. Till then, be happy and see my videos. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you like the content. Till then, bye bye, and be safe at your home. Thank you so much.